Sorry for the delay. I got a phone call. So anyway, I always forget that when I set these things up, it doesn't, I think before I push live, it should work, but, or hold off, but it didn't. So anyway, sorry guys. Yeah, that's what happened. I walked away and totally forgot that I was on here. And that is a good statement because yesterday I was going to make a video to launch last night, I think. And we had a brownout, so I couldn't make one. It's always fun here in Valencia. Yep, brownout. I had a brownout yesterday. It was from, we were sitting outside. So what time, baby May? 6 o'clock in the morning? What time it come back on? 3. So from 6 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. That's like a scheduled brownout. And not everybody got it. Just my friend Bob came over and he said he was out for about 2 hours. Yeah. That's right. Well, I don't know, buddy. We had a brownout, trust me. And I got to try out my I got to try out my new battery powered fan. And I found out that the battery on the battery powered fan lasts for 4 hours. So now I know. Yeah, I'm way up in the mountains now, kid. Thank you guys. Good morning. The barbecue, I haven't bought a barbecue yet. I got a little tiny barbecue, but my friend Gary, he came over last night and we cracked a couple of cold ones, and he's got 2 adorable kids. They like to play out in the grass, and his lovely wife. And so they came over, and he didn't have any brownout. So I don't know. And he doesn't live very far away from me. Yeah. What was I going to talk about this morning? I guess the brownout. Ah, you guys pick it. That's right. You guys pick the topic. Good morning, China. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jim. Dude, I have senior weekends. Senior moments. I wish. Shit. You know what's interesting about that statement is I've got all the signs, not all the signs, but I've got some of the signs of dementia. How you like them apples? Because short-term memory is getting worse and worse, and long-term memory is getting a lot better. I've got memories of being a little kid, and my father, who's he's a 90 guy, he's 96. He can tell me in vivid detail about the day he tried to enlist in the Navy and the conversation that he had with his father. That's back when he was 17, 18 years old. But he's like me, he doesn't know where his keys are. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I better take advantage of the live streams while I'm still halfway cognizant. Good morning, my brother. And baby May has got another one of her migraines.
Yeah, every morning walking.
Every morning she's walking, trying to get fresh air. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we've been dealing with that. And I really got pissed off with this quarantine because when the migraine thing started happening with baby May, my first thought was glasses. So because she's always looking at her phone and I could see the eye strain. So we went in, got a long time ago now, and got her a nice pair of glasses. And then I took her to the dentist, and she only had 10 cavities, which you say, wow, 10 cavities. But you got to understand, May's 35 years old, never seen a dentist in her life. And so that's not unusual out here. And some of them were minor, but she's got a great big one down on the bottom. And she has an impacted wisdom tooth on the bottom and the top on this side of her head. she had 2 wisdom teeth taken out before when we went to the dentist, and like 5 cavities handled. And then I don't know why we didn't get back sooner, but we didn't. Other things happened. And so this week, I was going to take her back to the dentist, and I had set aside the funds for it and budgeted for it and all that happy stuff. And now the dentist is only open for emergencies only. So I'm doing a process of elimination on this migraine thing with her. I tried the eyes. That didn't work. I'm going to try working out the teeth. Dealio, I think that the impacted wisdom tooth, and she's got a nasty cavity that can't be addressed until the wisdom tooth comes out. They may have to pull that tooth too. Anyway, and then if that doesn't correct it, it's time for an MRI or a CAT scan, something like that. So, but you know what? The medical care out here is just so hokey. I do have a decent physician, though. I have a woman that I've been seeing, gosh, all for the 4 years I've been out here. I was referred to her by a neighbor back in the day, and I went to her, and she's fairly thorough and fairly good. So, May's seen her once before. She had some other kind of problem going on that the lady took care of, and that's where we are. Hey, Paul, 113 in Vegas, so I'm glad I'm not there. During the brownout yesterday, I'm happy to say, we weren't uncomfortable. It got a little warm. Like I said, I had the fan on for 4 hours early in the day because I wanted to test it out. Would have been smarter. Now I know it's 4 hours battery pack on there. Now I know that. I know to hold off until it starts really getting hot, because we were really just put it on while we were sitting outside in the morning, see if it worked. It did. Anyway, what else? Let's see. You saved me from a state of boredom. You know what? That's well, good. And May wants to do a video with me on her channel, and she wants to interview me about if I ever get bored out here. Because a couple of 3 times I've said, you know what, I'm just friggin' bored. And we'll go over that on her channel. So boredom is starting to set in with a lot of guys out here. Well, cheers to you, James. Thanks for dropping by. And I had a video all planned to do. I actually did it this morning, but it's too late to upload. So I'll launch it tonight at 9 o'clock my time. Let's see. Hello, Australia. Oh, what is a brownout? Okay, yeah. They're commonly called blackouts where I'm from in America. It's when the grid goes down. And out here, there's transformers that are up on the top of poles. And generally what happens is one of those transformers will blow. And that's a fairly quick fix. Those guys have got that down to a science. They send a truck out, they go out, they put a new transformer up, and probably 2 hours later, you're good, you're cool for school. But then other times a line gets cut accidentally, and that's a different kettle of fish. So I don't pretend to know what happened this time. We didn't even venture out. We haven't ventured out in 4 days. We've been under quarantine. We could sneak out. My friend Gary that came by said that he went into town. There was like, he wasn't being hassled or anything. There was all kinds of people driving around. But all the venues that anybody and everybody would like to go to are shut down. So restaurants, coffee shops, things like that, they're on a takeout basis only. And so we've got enough food stocked up to last us throughout this thing. Supposed to end at the end of the month. Today is the 19th. So we've got, what, 11, 12 days left. And excuse me, I'm going to have a caffeinated beverage. Oh, that's good, refreshing. Anyway, we got till the end of the month to find out if they're going to keep it, extend it, cancel it. Who knows? 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Some are better than others. I did not, but I ordered some tools. If you can believe this, me and I went out over a week ago to buy the fans and some stuff for the house. And we went to the gardening section, and all they had was this little trowel thing. And I wanted to get a shovel and a spade and a hoe and a rake and all this kind of happy stuff. And they didn't have any of it. So I ordered it. I just ordered it yesterday, all that stuff from May's Garden. And gloves are a good idea. I'm not going to do that. It's not a bad suggestion, but I'm not going to invest that kind of money. I can endure. Up here, I've got it good. I don't mean to brag, but I will. It's really cooler up here. So all you really need is some air motion. A generator, if I lived down in the city, would be something I might consider. But I don't, it's not like we really have to have electricity. As long as you keep the freezer cold, the freezer closed and the refrigerator closed, everything's cool. If it gets into a 2 or a 3 day deal, you got a problem. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Someone was trying to tell me they take the power and sell it to someone else, but everybody's got a theory, right? Need a generator for the brownouts here in the Philippines. I mean, if you're in a spot that gets super hot, that's not a bad idea. It will definitely keep you more comfortable. I've often thought, what if someone came over here and they had like some kind of medical appliance, like a breathing machine that they had to have? That would be a definite must. Good morning, Jamie. You ever thought about investing in a small generator? I'm not sure how expensive they are either. I think they're up $200, $300, $400. Get as big as you want. So I've thought about it, yes. But I'm such a cheapskate, and I don't ever want to buy anything I can't walk away from. So I can always, what we normally do, they have these things called scheduled brownouts where they give you a warning, and I'm totally cool with that. So they'll say, okay, Sunday we're shutting it off for the day, and we got work to do. We're going to upgrade. We're going to maintain, blah, blah, blah. And we just make plans, and we just go somewhere, usually a resort. And sometimes, with whatever the budget allows, we'll just check in and stay at a resort and make a day of it. And it's fun. Get away. We went to a water park one time with some friends. We've got a forest camp, but that's a psycho place now. And every brownout, everybody and their mother goes to forest camp. So we don't go there anymore. How you doing, Robert? Yeah. Tell me, working out actually helps. Yeah, that's her theory, is fresh air. And she always likes to go for a ride on the scooter when she's got a headache because it seems to clear her head. But this is behind one eye, so I know that that's a true blue migraine. I don't know what jump starts these things. I don't know if anybody really does. Possibly food. Again, the eye strain I thought was it. I'm hoping if we get our teeth handled this week or after quarantine now, we got to wait because the dentist is only working on emergency stuff. So we'll do the teeth, get that done. And then once that's done, if that doesn't correct it, it's time for an MRI. We'll see. I'll laugh so hard at your stalkers from here, Jim Carrey and the cable guy. I know. Stalker. I'm a freaking guy. Hey, what's up? So what do you guys want to talk about? Any suggestions? Any questions? That's my question. It's up to you. I'm behind on doing videos. I'm watching you on a Friday evening after a long week. Thoughts? Um, where are you? You guys actually have got it good now if you're in America, because what I understand, everybody can move and groove. So that's a good thing. The bad news is if you're thinking about moving out here, you just got delayed again. So, yeah, I don't know what brand it is. It's outside. We just got it. It's got a light on it, and it's got a little thing where you can auxiliary port where you can recharge your gadgets. So maybe it was just the first run that it did that. We had the light on and everything else. So, and we had it on high speed. So I'll play with it. I'll turn it on again, probably today, just to see. I'll just play with it. I'll just put it on low, or I'll put it on and no light and see how long that lasts. Because all you need is air movement. Because up here, we have the front door and the back door open. We get a nice little breeze. Let's see. My girlfriend lives in Dallas. I went to the city yesterday. She said Duma is not under ECQ, but EMCQ. Yeah, I think she's right. But for me, I'm over the age of 65, and they keep moving that. I keep hearing 60, and I hear 65, and no one under the age of 18. So I can go to essential services, and I have to lie about my age, is really what it boils down to. The point being is that we can get groceries. We can go to 7-Eleven. We can go to our favorite sorry store. The path of least resistance for us is for me just to wait outside and send Ann. And then when she gets what she gets, comes outside and I haul her ass home. So it's that. But my point is that we can't go and sit down and eat at a restaurant. And, worse things could be happening. So it's not a complaint. Yeah, the like button. Don't forget to hydrate. Absolutely. And the stories never get old. They're always fascinating. Even the 14th time you tell it. Paul, do you ever come in contact with the Filipino police? And are they polite towards you? Yes, I have. And yes, they are. In fact, over a year ago, we had a young lady call us up, and was way back. It was back at the first apartment. And her foreigner boyfriend had gotten physical with her about midnight. And so she knew me and she knew a few other people. Of course, she knew May, and they were friends. And long story short, she came over, and I took her to the police station at about 1 o'clock in the morning to file a report, because that's what I was advised to have done. I called somebody that knew what to do in that situation. They said that you immediately file a police report. And the police did absolutely nothing, because they leave it up to the woman. And by the time she got to the police station and she talked to the female counselor and she did file a report, which I still have a copy of, she had changed her mind and her heart softened and she wanted to go back to him. So in the meantime, while she was upstairs, I was outside downstairs with about 5 or 6 policemen, and we just smoked cigarettes and shot the shit and drank coffee. They offered me coffee. We had a great time. Hey, we're doing good, Donald. Thank you. How's New York? Yeah, thank you, sir. She'll be okay. We'll get it straightened out. We'll get it organized. Yeah, that's like I'm saying. We're gonna have it all looked at. Process of elimination, vision, the teeth, could be the jaw, could be hitting a nerve and going into her head. I hope it's that simple, and then we'll go to the next level. Hey, Chicago, what's cooking? I hear boom boom is good for migraines. I hear the headache is a good excuse to not boom boom. Me to whose channel is this? China, I don't know what you're talking about. You're pissed. So am I. Can't travel to the Philippines. Yeah, I'm not really pissed. I'm annoyed, to be honest with you. It's, I mean, I get it. We had a bunch of outbreaks. It's knee-jerk reaction. Most of it's optics. You got to wear that goofy shield over a mask, which just doesn't make any sense to me. And 95% of the people, once they get inside, like me, we just flip it up. And I wear glasses. So if there's a smudge, which there perpetually is on that thing, I don't even know where I'm going. So, and it's just hard to breathe. You go into these big stores out here, they don't exactly have great air conditioning. And so it's just not pleasant. Here, let's see, hi, Paul, I'm not too senior to you, a year or two. I'll get there soon, within a year. Well, I hope you do too, my friend. Hi, Ed. Thank you, my friend. That's sweet of you. Ed. Hello, how are you, Perry? Good to see you, as jolly as you are. Well, China, I'm always trying to be upbeat and happy, but sometimes things get on my nerves. You know, we're all human. You're winning the community breathing check as sharp as you engage people in this channel. You're fun to listen to. Well, thank you, Thomas. I do search for words every now and then. We're still talking about Dean. Dean made an impression, if nothing else. Good old Dean. I don't regret having Dean on. But the best Dean show was the first one because I think he's been on three times now. And I told him next time he's got to have one of these girls that can speak English, or we're just not going to play the same record over and over again. But the first time was so funny because, honest Injun, I just wanted to inform you guys that was something I didn't know about and found fascinating was about going to where he lives and how to get there and how much it costs and what you can do and the budget. And him and I knew he was loopy when I met him because we did like a pre-interview. And I said, dude, you got to cool it with all this girly stuff on the program. I said, just I mean, we can go there, but please just give guys information. And then we can get into your personal life another time. And he said, okay. And we were doing just fine till I had to pee. And then I got up and I said, okay, Dean, you take it over. I wait till you use the restroom. I came back after 5 minutes and the whole thing just went off the reservation. He was got lipstick and he's got girls and he's talking about a rotation. And then what happened was the comments started coming in and the comments just killed me. And I said, anyway, it was one of the funnest times I've ever had doing a live stream because of you guys, not necessarily because of Dean. And then we tried it a couple more times, but it got redundant. So, he just kept saying the same thing over and over again. But the comments were still funny. And he made an impression. That's all I'll say about that. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. It helps my little algorithm, whatever that means. Best to May from the Tooth Fairy. Well, thank you, Matthew. That's really sweet of you. I appreciate it. I'll make sure she puts that in her little pocket. Little cheapskate May. You know what? Can I tell you a quick story? My first 12 days that I was in the Philippines. This is the God's truth. My first 12 days, I had sort of like a miniature seizure at Robinson's. It was where my left side went. I thought I was having a heart attack. And everything got blurry. And I thought, geez, Louise, I just got here. that's all I get. This is it. This is where we're in. And so, long story short, I did get to the emergency room. A truck driver took me, and I had a 50-year-old, I'm saying 50-ish, female physician. They did an EKG. They checked me out, and she says, "I think you had a really super minor stroke because right now your blood pressure's fine. It's a tad high, but it's all right." And I was feeling better. And she was like saying, "Can you see this? And any numbness?" And I said, "No." So I had all the right answers. And so I had to pay the bill. And it really wasn't that much to go to the emergency room. I think it was like $25 or something like that. And honest engine, the woman, the 50-year-old physician, I'm calling her, hit on me. I looked at her because everybody back then, it doesn't happen now, but back when I first got here, if I ever met anybody, their first question was, "Well, are you single?" And that was her question. And she's like, "Well, why are you single? And what are you looking for?" And I said, "Well, I got to get out of here. I'm going to go lay down." How you doing, man? How are you? Cruise ship life. Let's see. It was 4 years ago, Jim. Not for the last 4 years. She could also pinched a nerve. I had it in my neck. Car accident caused me all kinds of migraines. It took a needle to my neck to relieve it. That is a very good point because she did hurt her shoulder back in the day when she used to carry corn on her shoulder. So her shoulder does give her issues. And that's actually probably a very, very good analysis because she complains about that shoulder every now and then. And a pinched nerve, I've had those. So that's good advice too. The issue out here is healthcare. It's just the quality of it is just not really up to snuff. I have a tough time with their abilities. I have pretty good faith in my general physician, family doctor, if you want to call her, and May's been to her once for something. I forget what it was, and she liked her, but I can tell you some horror stories too. Let's see. What are your 1 month, 6 month, and 1 year plan, assuming bans get lifted? Well, that's a good question. If the bans got lifted, my 1 month and 6 month plans would be combined. May and I want to travel just in the Philippines. There's places that both her and I are dying to see. We've been to a couple places together and we thoroughly enjoyed it. But May's big dream is to go to Palawan. And it's one of my goals also, because it's got a beautiful beach. And we're not beach people, but we still want to go and see it and just play tourist. And then we want to go to some more localized places like Bohol, Cayenne de Oro, Davao. There's a lot of places that are within our reach here that would not be, big, long, drawn out trips. Some of them are just a couple, 3 hours away. Some are close by plane. We would probably take our own bike with us this time, and it's called a row. You can load your vehicle or your bike and take it with you. We would do that instead of renting. So we've learned our lessons on previous trips on what to do and what not to do. Palawan would be a flight. We wouldn't be taking the bike there. And then the long range plan is to take May and go to other countries. I have to get back to America for various reasons. One, to see my dad primarily. And number two, just take care of some knucklehead business. Nothing major, but hey, George, how you doing? You get bored all the time? I don't. May and I were having that conversation about are you bored? And nothing compared to how bored I was in the States. I don't even own a TV in the new place and don't really care to have one. I can watch what I want to watch for a little while on YouTube or on the computer. And I try to watch some educational stuff along, with other knucklehead stuff that just entertains me. I like to watch golf. So I'll watch golf replays on the computer, and I'm never really bored. But things tend to get redundant. So everybody that I know, there's not one exception. There's not one guy I haven't talked to that isn't feeling like he's a horse kicking the stalls, wanting to get out. We like our freedom, and you really value it once it's taken down or once it's been limited. And so we want to be able to go where we want to go, when we want to go, without wearing a friggin' hazmat suit. So that's about it. That's why I get bored. For me, hanging out all day with May here at the house doesn't really bore me, because there's just stuff like yesterday. I planted watermelons and went out and dug up my own little garden part. May's got her garden, and I got my own little patch now. And friends have dropped by and kept us entertained. We can move and groove. It's not like we're under house arrest. But for the last 4 days, May hasn't felt good. So I've just stayed home with her. I could have said, go to sleep and I'll be back later, but I don't like doing that, So being bored, I think it's more being restricted than anything else. When you're my age, it's easy to entertain me. Hey, thanks, brother. I love right back at you. I was going to get a hold of you regarding the Japanese shrine, but that's been put on hold again because of the quarantine thing. So maybe you and I'll talk about that, what you want to do with the kiddies up there. Bitsy helped for Wilbur got COVID vaccine yesterday. Okay, Sinovac from China, first shot, second shot in 4 weeks. Good on you. Yeah, there's a place here in Valencia where guys have gotten shots. I haven't signed up for it yet. I'm kind of in, when it comes to the vaccine, I'll get a vaccine. It doesn't scare me, but I'm kind of in a wait and see mode. So, is that the doctor that wanted to, ate me? Oh, no. It was the emergency room. Date, you're saying. It was an emergency room physician. I've never seen her since. Hey, good morning, Mr. Ron. Yeah, date. Yeah. Now that just happened. That was like 4 years ago. And I'd only been in town 11 or 12 days. And I was just one of those unforgettable moments. Prevent migraines. My doctor gave me 20 milligrams, whatever that is. And I haven't had one since I was getting 3 a week after getting vaccinated. Now, good. And doctor try it. No need for CAT scan. To prevent migraines, give me 20 milligrams. I don't know what that stuff is. But what I'll do, instead of going all the way back on this, is I'll do this. I will leave that comment up. Hang on, kids. All right. So I got a picture of that medication, and I'll ask the doctor about it. Thank you very much, Stephen. Can I ask Dean to answer my email next time you talk to him, please? Sure. I don't talk to him, though. I haven't heard from him since the last live stream. And I've had a couple of other guys contact him and talk with him. But if he's watching right now, which he says he watches all my stuff, if not watching live, he'll probably watch the replay. So I'm sure he'll see your comment. But I'll be happy to send him a message. No worries. There's two guys that I know that are going to go there just because, not necessarily meet Dean, but as an option. So to me, it was like mission accomplished. You just moved from Samar after 13 years, huh? Now living in Cebu. How do you like it over there? Me and another guy were talking about the pros and cons of Cebu yesterday. I've been bored a lot since the lockdown started, a lot more than before it happened. Yeah, I think that's everybody's sentiment. It just restricts your movements. It puts a throttle on you, and everywhere you go, if you do go, not everywhere, but sometimes when you go, it's a better way of putting it, there's just hassles, checkpoints and checks and slowdowns and all that stuff. Yeah, apparently it's hot all over the place. Vegas is a buck 13, and you're in Wichita, Kansas. My mother was born in Coffeyville, Kansas. Do you know what Coffeyville, Kansas is famous for? Let me know if anybody knows the answer. We had planned a brownout Becoming yesterday, 8:30 to 5. So you had one. You were in Bekong and you had a planned brownout. So I guess we were part of the planned brownout. But ours went from, what May says, it was 6 o'clock. The sun was just coming up until 3. So maybe I just didn't get a notification. But it was weird because, like, you're saying you had it from 8:30 to 5, and you came up here and there was no issues. But I don't know. Maybe it was just my little neighborhood. Cheers to you two. We went from GCQ and they never had went back. Yeah, you guys have always been. You guys have had the worst lockdown of everybody. Yeah, she did. She made me coffee. Now she's laying down in a dark room. Yeah, right. It's just not going to be a regular thing. Dean's got to keep his end of the bargain here. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I honestly don't know. Most Filipinos follow orders pretty well. They're quick to follow authority, and they say do this, they do it. Even May. I mean, she sees me breaking the rules all the time, but not her. She just does it the right way, and they just seem to be pre-programmed. So I would think it would be the opposite, maybe 2/3. Howdy from Texas. How you doing, Mark? Oh, nice house. So at least charge the phone and computer. Yeah, but again, it's not frequent enough. It's not long enough, and it's just not such a big deal that I would need to invest any money. And I don't like investing money in other people's property. I mean, if I own the place, that would be another whole other deal. You know what's blows my mind? Someone was talking about a business out here. What business would I open? And I completely forgot about this thought. And I had this thought within the first 3 days I was here. Solar screens for the windows. Not one person has them out here that I know of. And when I lived in Vegas, speaking of Vegas being 113, I one time hired a company to come out and wash my windows inside and out and clean the solar screens that I had. And I was sitting in my living room, and when that guy took that solar screen off, it felt like someone had just blasted me with a laser gun. It was so hot. And until he put that puppy back on, and then it just 80%, it dissipated the heat and the light and the UV rays. So to me, solar screens on the windows just seems like a no-brainer. It would cut down on the heat in the home, number one, cut down on the UV rays, keep bugs out. I mean, it screen's a screen, right? So that's always a good thing to have on a window. And they don't have them out here. So any of you entrepreneurs want to look into that, have at it. Does Red Rock have generators for the brown pigs? I don't even know what that means. Where's Red Rock and What brown pigs? Small generator freezer, maybe something to consider. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I will do that though. I will cost that out. I will cost out a small generator because we could lose a lot of food if it was extended. Maybe a used one. Hi, Steve. We don't usually get brownouts. No, you don't. Yeah. Different parts of the Philippines have different issues with it. They tell me Cebu doesn't have any. The generator small as 1,500 watts, about $130 what it costs. What will cost is shipping. Well, they do have generators at the hardware store. That's where we bought the fans. So if one was only $100 or $150, I would take a look at it. I'm open-minded. Oh, I will, Tom. Thank you very much. She's having a blast out there in that garden. Let's see, a good 500 watt or more generator is $400. We'll run 22 hours on one tank of gas. Okay, there you go. Vancouver, Canada's in the house. Now this thing's going to jump. Let's see what happens. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Mine started from a head injury. I got in the military when I was 26. Actually, 50% of it. Oh, okay. Your migraines. Yeah, I met a guy. I met up with my friend Bob. He came over. He said he used to get them, and his doctor would give him a shot a month, and it just eliminated them. And I guess now he doesn't get them. How is Elmi? Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Elmi is someone I met 2 or 3 times. She was a little orphan. She'd been orphaned, I think, at the age of 13, and kind of used and abused by a Chinese family. And then a Filipino family took her on. They had a restaurant, and I just did an impromptu interview with her. And I don't know because the family, she left is what happened. So I don't know. I wish her well. She's a nice little girl. Try vitamin B1. Okay. I've got her multivitamins. She's like a little kid, though, trying to get her to take them. Jeez. Good morning, John. How are you? I saw you on Mark's channel, I think. How are you? See, how was worse, the stalker guy or Dean? With Dean, you can cut him off. Plus, he's in another country. Yeah, Dean's all right. The stalker guy was, thank God he wasn't dangerous, but he was just creepy. You know, it was just weird. Hey, how are you? What about you, Paul? How are you feeling? I feel good. I have my days. I honestly tell you, there's days where I wake up and I'm just, I kind of wake up tired, to be honest with you. It's usually almost 100% of the time after May and I have been running around for 3 or 4 hours for a couple days in a row. Driving the scooter is a ball. It's a blast. When May and I are just going up in the mountains and we're just, she loves to go up there and see, I do too. And we just drive around and then we'll park and we'll go to a Sari store and we'll get a couple bottles of water and we'll just stand there and May will take pictures or want me to take pictures or we take pictures. And then we'll drive around some more and then we'll find a little eatery and it's you know, for $2 her and I'll get some rice and fish or vegetables or whatever and just kind of jack around like that. Those don't wear me out. It's when I have to go into town that I get tired and doing it 2 days in a row and the heat and the smog and the just the stress of the traffic down there is brutal. So after a couple of days of that, usually on day 3, I'll wake up and I'll look at May and I'll go, I'm just lazy today. And she's like, no problem, babe. You know, what do you want? What do you want to do? You want to lay down? You want to go to sleep? Can I do anything for you? And it's like, no, I'll just sit here and think, play games on my phone. And then I get recharged and I'm ready to rock and roll. the last 4 days, I mean, I'm brimming with energy now because we haven't done anything for 4 days, but she's still not 100%, I could tell. So I'm going to make today a short one with her. We are going to get out. I do have to go pick up some money. And what else? I think I'll take May and buy her some snacks or something that'll appease her. She likes ice cream and anything that kind of makes her comfortable, you know. And what else? That's about it. When that jump starts my bag, you're seeing my ex-wife's showing up on my phone. Yeah, we'll do it. That'll take my blood pressure to a new level too. Check out a Jackery solar generator that will run a fan for a few hours. Cool. We actually have a battery-powered fan. I was talking about that, Jim. And the battery lasted 4 hours, but that was its trial run. So I'm going to turn it on again today and just time it, see how long it goes. I'll put it on a different setting. Yeah, yeah, that's right. One time I told May, where did we go? We went to the Moon Cafe about a week ago, and the guy said, "How old are you?" And I said 56. And May looked at me, and I thought, "Don't you say anything, May. You know, just keep your little yapper shut." And so the guy looked at me and he goes, "Do you have any ID?" I said, "No, just cash." And so I never missed a beat. I signed in and I leaned forward so he could take my temperature. And then May and I went in and we had a little laugh about that. I said, and the reason I knocked off 10 years in case me asked me my birth date. Yeah, Ed and China Dave, you guys rock. How do I feel about it? So you're still on lockdown? Yeah, well, we've been talking about that. It's just kind of an inconvenience. My empathy, sympathy goes out more to those that have lost their job again. I know they can't go to work. They were just getting back on their feet. I'm talking about the local people. Sometimes I sit here and hear myself whining, and I think, boy, you know, I'm whining because I went 6 hours without power yesterday. Big freaking deal. You know, there's people here that still carry buckets of water. So who am I to whine? I grew watermelons here. Make sure you have a high mound or the roots will rot in the heavy rain. You need to make a PVC and clear plastic greenhouse on tomatoes, watermelons, lettuce. Well, we're kind of in experimentation mode. We've got sunny spots and we've got shaded spots. And most of them, of the research, a little bit of research I did, the roots like carrots, radishes, they're fine in the shade. But my watermelons need a lot of sun. So again, this isn't my property. I don't think putting up a greenhouse, as much as I would like to have one, is something I want to do. So we'll just play around with it. And I'm always ready to fail. In fact, I expect to fail. I think May knows what she's doing. So she's got corn and peanuts, of all things, growing in the same little patch. And, you know, for me, 90% of it is getting outside and playing around and just trying it and seeing how it goes. And if it doesn't work, cool. We'll find one that does. Hey, greetings to you in London. I love London. I was there once. I bet it's changed now since I was there. I was there when I was 12 years old. It's 65. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's it. You got the brown hair. I got the old man gray stuff. Actually, it's white. My hair's not even gray. It's white. Yeah, I don't blame you, Curtis, but, you know, patience is a virtue. Yeah. Well, what do you do about this stuff other than roll with it? I wish I had answers. I wish I knew. But what I'm finding out that the longer this goes, the less optimistic I am getting. That's really what's happening with me. And I was, like I said, I had my friend Gary came by last night with these kids so they could run around in the yard. His wife and May could gossip about God knows what. And him and I could drink a couple of beers. And I said, I think the end of the year. And he says, nah, I think you're being too optimistic. He thinks longer. He thinks another year from now. So, how are you doing, Joe? Good morning, Doug. Good morning, sir. The mask and shield are a pain. I wear glasses. That's another fact. You should see that. It's brutal. It's friggin' brutal when you wear glasses and then a mask and then a shield and your breath is steaming up the glasses already and the shield has got a smudge mark on it from your thumb and you're old and cranky like me. But what they're selling now are these half masks. They don't even cover your face. It's just covers like to here, which doesn't make any sense, but they're legal. So we bought a pair of those. Let's see, Doug, do you like Michael McDonald? If so, check out the YouTube concert Gathering of Friends, Michael McDonald. Great concert to put to sleep on. Thanks. Appreciate that. I watch a lot of music videos, and that keeps me occupied too. Because I can just sit on the couch and put it on my playlist, and I can listen to a variety of stuff. So for me, that entertains me. I love music. I think I was saying anything. I had to think about what words to use to say I have to think about what words to use. The first time with Dean was the best. It really, really was because it came out of nowhere. And he just completely went up. He was completely dropped the rule book. And then the comments were making me cry. And, sometimes you can't duplicate that. It's just a one-trick pony. And you get that kind of magic deal going on where everybody's laughing or hating, whatever the case might be. I had a number of guys say, I'm going to unsubscribe. I'm like, go goodbye, First time D was absolutely epic. I haven't learned a single thing about Nicaragua. Ain't that the truth? We're all just as dumb about Nicaragua as we were when we first met Dean. But it was epic is a good word. That was too much, man. Yeah, and the fact that it's been like a month, right? Since the first one. It was that was at the old apartment. And when was that? Oh, you know what? I had the weirdest day that day. Was that the same day? No, it was before. See, talk about dementia. I've had him on 3 times. But the first one was just so funny. Actually, you guys were so funny. You guys were coming up with some of the most creative jokes on the spot. It was awesome. That's what I just said. Yeah. Good evening, Freebird. Let's see. I want to buy a barbecue. Are there any places to buy or refill propane tanks? Well, our little stovetop is on gas. And the only barbecues I've looked at are with charcoal. So I know what you're talking about. You're talking about kind of like a home backyard deal. I don't know, to be perfectly honest with you, James. I haven't looked for anything like that. I'm searching my limited memory banks now, and I don't remember seeing anything like that here. Doesn't mean they don't exist. Best thing I can do is tell you the truth. I don't know, buddy. I had sunstroke right here. I thought it was a regular round. It scared the hell out of me. Yeah, it'll do it. I passed out. Oh, talk about sunstroke. I passed out one time and fell off my scooter in front of Santry Hall. Must have been sunstroke or dehydration. I was in dating mode, This is before I met May. And I was with this little pretty young lady, and we just backed the scooter into a parking space in front of a place called Sands Revolve. And she hopped off the scooter, and I was just going to put the kickstand down, never made the kickstand all the way down, and I went black, and I fell. And like 3 security guards had to come pick up my fat ass. So, another adventure. Oh, you need to stop being such a bad liar. How you doing, young lady? Let's see. Start taking an aspirin a day if you don't already. I take baby aspirin. Southeast Asia uses gas for cooking, and just bought a Weber grill. Easy to get gas. Okay, there you go. Yeah, they do. We do use it for cooking. Whether I've seen one hooked up to a proper barbecue, if you want to call it that. No. There you go. There's always somebody on here that knows the answers. I have the smartest people here. Dean said Nicaragua is a safe country, but lately their country's president stated he's communist socialist. I would just keep an eye on things if I were Dean and have an exit strategy if needed. Well, that's sage advice. I think it's sage advice for anywhere. I thought about that about the Philippines. I've addressed that about bank accounts and having my Social Security check deposited directly here. I don't know about change. I have a tough time getting a hold of Social Security via the internet without a VPN. And I just play out scenarios in my head. So I agree with you. You need an exit strategy anytime you leave home. You know, what's in your wallet? Yeah, he may be. I met with him the other day, and we were supposed to get together, and we were supposed to come over to your house, Pumpkin Joe, but I don't know, got busy or something. How's your channel doing? Because you and I were conferencing a little bit about your channel. Yeah, I don't know where they do acupuncture out here. I've never seen it out here. That's true. Work on her shoulder. That's something that we got away from for some reason. I love massage, and I got spoiled in Thailand because they give great massages. And I'm not talking about the happy ending stuff. I'm talking about a real, real deal massage. And nothing better to me than a Thai massage. They do a lot of stretching, and boy, I always felt great. When I came out here, I was hugely disappointed in the quality of the massages. May went to massage school, and she lasted one client and quit. But a lot of the young ladies out here go to massage school. I think it was 6 weeks that she went to school, and that's just not enough time. They learn, the basic. They memorize what to do and when to do it. So I can't find anybody where I could say, hey, this is really bothering me, or nothing that like Thailand. But that being said, it still would be a good idea. I used to go when I first got here, but I got turned off because the places were, a lot of times they were kind of unkept. They were kind of, I don't want to say dirty, but they were like disorganized and noisy. It wasn't relaxing. And so I just kind of gave up on it. We have learned about a new massage place that my friend goes to, and we stopped in to go for a massage, and they were like all booked up. So it must be good. So we'll see. But that's not a bad suggestion, David. It really isn't. Get that shoulder work done and find somebody that knows what's going on. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know that much about it intentionally. I haven't watched videos about it. I've seen, 15 minutes here and there maybe, but I want it to be a total surprise. I've heard it's really nice, but I hate to raise my own expectations just to be let down. So I'm keeping myself intentionally stupid, which, as you can imagine, simple for me. Just trying to heal and cooling back and forth her shoulder. Yep. Yep. That's just it. I mean, it really is a process of elimination. I do know that if I had her, even in Thailand, where there's much better medical care, an X-ray, an MRI, a CAT scan, whatever it is, would probably reveal the issue, and a good doctor would know what questions to ask. And my friend, again, I keep talking about the same guy. He has separation in his shoulder. He's got a problem here, and he's been to 3 or 4 so-called specialists, and they haven't been able to help him. They haven't been able to pin down the problem. Really? And don't get my hopes up too high. We'll go there and it'll rain for a week. Truth in Dean's words. In short, my friend in LA is a pretty 33-year-old feminist who was just left by a guy she was seeing for 1 year because he didn't want a girlfriend. 3 months later, the guy has a 25-year-old cashier girlfriend. There's going to be a lot of angry women. There already are a lot of Karens out there. That's one of the things I watched this morning on YouTube. It just came up. It was called Angry Karens. And it was all these women just flipping out and being all bossy and pushy, and it's all about me. I got it. Well, thanks, Don. That'd be cool. We're going to go to Phuket. We go. When you make it to CDO, maybe we can meet. We are sure, absolutely. From what I understand, it's not that complicated to get around. Probably need you to come to me, but if we give you the hotel, yeah, more in America, but yeah, that's true. High Paul, Canada has now seen its highest rate of inflation in 10 years. Do you see prices in Duma fills rising quicker, higher than normal? Best regards, Murray. Smart question. I have seen prices rise on certain things and lower on others. And it doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure out that rents are very stable right now for these type of places, simply because so many expats have left and none can get in to gobble them up. So those haven't been jacked up too bad. There's a big sin tax that got launched about a year ago. So the price of cigarettes, beer, alcohol in general pretty much doubled. Meat has gone up. Food in general has gone up. I looked at a box of cereal, nothing special, at Hypermart. Kellogg cereal, some like bran or something, and it was $8 for a box of cereal. Imported goods are very expensive here. I think rice has remained stable. I know that fish is stable, vegetables stable. But anything, at least anything like beef or chicken has gone up. Price of gas has gone up here. However, nothing like you're experiencing in Canada and or the States. Nothing close. What I just saw this morning was the peso got a lot weaker due to some kind of rate hike. See, I don't understand all this stuff, but due to some kind of rate hike possible in America, it crashed the peso. So it jumped by a point. In other words, I could get 47 and change, which is what I got last time I changed money. I think I got 47.35. And if I went today, I would probably get 48 point something. It would go up a point. So I hope that trend continues. You know what? Me too, Danny. I'm an avid reader, and I don't have any books here. I got one book. And that I've got to read. But I've just kind of like been saving it for for that, like an emergency. And so far that hasn't occurred. Because I can also sit outside, and I do, I confess. I'll sit outside for 4 or 5 hours and just watch the world go by. And I'm perfectly content. That's cool with me. Hey, it's been redundant this past year. And yeah, I know. The thing about America, though, is that the people kind of broke free. I know I watched that on the news back when I had a TV. They had just had enough of enough. They just like, screw this. And they went for it. And they lasted about a year until they just went nuts. And so I don't think there's any going back there. It's just going to keep moving forward. And seems like the politicians are getting more on board. Someone told me that California opened up, and that was the one that was being the most restrictive. Hey, Daniel. Hello from South Carolina. Right on. NASCAR. Hear you, bro. I'm a frequent traveler in front of the urge to get on the road. Yeah. I like to travel, but I don't like traveling. Is that right? I don't like the process. I like getting there. But the whole thing about, especially airlines, that's why I'm kind of happy that a lot of the places we can get to by ferry. That's not a big deal. It's kind of fun. You go out, you get some fresh air, you bring some snacks with you, and you're cool for school. And it's usually an hour, 2 hours by ferry. And the airline, the plane ride itself doesn't destroy me. It's just trying to get on the friggin' plane, where you get a 2-hour flight and spend 4 hours in line. It makes me nuts. And I always kind of look like a hobo because I wear flip-flops and a t-shirt like I do now. But it used to be when I'd travel, I'd put on a shirt and slacks and shoes and try to look halfway presentable. But now it's just a matter of being comfortable. And the airports are just a nightmare. And the airlines are a nightmare. Yes, things are trying to open up in the States, but I'm wondering how long with the D variant virus making it shine in the USA. By the way, enjoying an early new federal holiday. What is that, Juneteenth? What is Juneteenth? Somebody else was mentioning Juneteenth. I don't know what that means or what that stands for. Maybe you can enlighten me. Or maybe I don't want to know. The only holiday that matters is 4th of July. Come on, but we all know you're not going to get bored hanging out. That's a fact. That is a fact. Because she does make me laugh. And I can get her riled up. So, or I just chase her around the house. Everything's worse when your freedom's taken, brother. No problem. Whenever they're trying to. Okay, buddy. Thank you. We have a takeout restraint. Sorry to do it. Takes us busy. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the dog character with the wish for it. Yeah. Thank God. That's the only time I've been to the ER here. Yeah, somebody else was telling me that. So I wonder if I can get it. Well, if it's not, but if it's a nerve problem, like other people have suggested, or it could be from her teeth. But that's good. That's good advice. I wonder if I can get that online. I wonder if the doctors out here even know. And until I get in and ask one, I won't know. Huh. Yeah, I took a picture of that. Someone else suggested that. Yeah. So under the brand name Panel, among others, the medication to treat depression, neuropathic pain, attention deficit, smoking, sex addiction, anxiety. Well, what is it? Something you need a script for, or can I order it online? I've got all those. It would be like, no, I don't. Treat depression, neuropathic pain, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, smoking cessation, and anxiety. Well, maybe I could take it for my smoking. This sounds like a perfect pill for me. He's never depressed. But I appreciate that, guys. I really do. That's good information. Thank you. I'm just wondering now if I can just get online and order some. What the hell? Thank you very much. Yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody. What is today? Today is Saturday, right? Saturday here. So it's what, Friday there probably. But Sunday is Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to everybody. How you doing, Dusty Passport? Hey, Paul, glad to catch you live. I'm trying to enjoy your kind. How's Reese and baby May? Hope all is well on the home front. God bless. Well, God bless. Well, we were just talking about that. Baby May's a little under the weather, but nothing that we haven't dealt with before. Riza is trying to get out here to see us prior to the quarantine and couldn't because her mom had a fever and her mom is her babysitter. So that put the kibosh on that. And then the quarantine thing, she can't come out here. So we won't be seeing Riza until the 1st of next month. And I assume she's doing good. Oh, $1.17. Jeez. God bless you. Oh, Phoenix. God. Actually, that's an ongoing thing. It's really kind of off my radar, to be honest with you, because one of the big motivators for me was at the last place I lived, there was this felt long, dirt road that led into the place. And it had some very, very dangerous spots in it if it rained. If it was dry, it was okay. It was very bumpy. It beat the shit out of the scooter every time we used it. It was more of a dirt bike road, if you know what I mean. And so that was one consideration. We also wanted to travel the island, and we also wanted the car to, if we went somewhere, we would have a vehicle. I just felt it would be safer. I was trying to be forward thinking that it would be safer. I'm not going to be able to ride the scooter forever. There comes a time where you just got to hang it up, and safety being paramount. But we no longer have to deal with that road. We just got road to house service here, and we love it. And with the COVID thing, putting the kibosh on travel, it's like there's no hurry. But that being said, the guys that work on my scooter and sold the other car for me, I told them just keep their eye out, and hopefully they are. I need to go see them anyway. Yeah, well, it was Nicaragua and it was Dean, but yeah, they're still a little worked up. But you got it. You got it. That's where they were shot. That's the Coffeyville, Kansas. That's right. You win. You win the prize, Dave. I don't know what the prize is. How about a tie-dye t-shirt? Yeah. I don't know. A lot of international are pulling out of the Olympics, stating personal health reasons. I don't know. I thought it's Japan, right? It's got the Olympics. I heard it was maybe not going to happen. See, I don't watch the news, so I got Johnson & Johnson 3 weeks ago, seeing everybody asking to travel. No issues other than getting poison oak fluids that are making me think bad. All good. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Are they going to make you prove that you've been vaccinated to get on a plane or train or anything else, a bus? Oh, you do. 12 hours. It's pretty long. Ours are 8 hours generally, and they usually end early. And I just don't get that riled up about the schedule one because I know they're going to happen. But yesterday caught me off guard. thinking about the video I was going to make, and I was all jacked up to do it because it was something I've been wanting to do for over a year. And I did it this morning, but I won't release it till tonight or tomorrow. And so that's kind of pissed me off a little bit. Big deal, right? Bigger problems. 1 day delay. They were famous for one of my old family members, the Daltons. Really? Really? Who was I supposed to be related to? There's somebody somewhere. I have a cousin that's doing the whole family tree thing. And I guess everybody's connected in some way, shape, or form. And we all want our little piece of fame. But can't remember. It was no one that great, but it was somebody. Yeah, the Daltons. They were shot in Coffeyville, Kansas. That's my question. Will they even have the games? Is it financially feasible? The games are we talking about are delayed? See, I just don't see that. I think they should just blow it off. Don't worry. It happens to me all the time. Yeah, I want a lipstick named after me. Maybe some hair color. How you doing, Randy? Thanks for coming along. Oh my goodness. Where am I here? You're not lost. This puppy jumped. Where'd I go? Hold on, kids. I'm getting behind. Good Lord. All right, so here's where I may have missed somebody, but I'm sorry. Hey, Willie. Hey, Rona. Nosebleed will push you through. It works for me. Yeah, nosebleed means they can't understand me. Just be happy you have hair. True. Oh, gosh. Paul, when you both feel a bit better, have a bite on me. Cheers from North Texas. Thanks, Ken. We will. It'll be a couple of weeks, but we'll go out and have dinner in your honor. How's that? Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Gaylord's right here. Me and Gaylord are doing good. There's just nowhere to put him behind me. That's the other delay. It's my little studio. I'm trying to put a studio together, but I can't get out to buy my stuff. Good luck with the gardens. I can't grow anything but weeds. I can kill artificial plants. Good one, Ed. I got the feeling that May is going to be just her thing's just going to bloom like crazy, and mine's just going to turn into a pile of shit. Yeah, I've heard Cebu is a good deal as far as the food goes. I think that there's going to be an issue with pricing and traffic and all that once it does open back up, though. I think Cebu would be a cool place to go right now. There's a couple of 3 guys that I know that are down there living, and they're enjoying life and eating good and living in high-rise condos for the same price as here. More nightlife. Everything's always better and sunnier and shinier, right? But at the end of the day, if it opens back up, I've been to Cebu, and I couldn't wait to get out of there and back here. I think Cebu is in different parts of the Philippines. Dumaguete, for example, is, I think, really geared more for an older crowd, primarily because there is no nightlife here. And so nightlife doesn't have a big, appeal to me anymore. I've been there and done that. I got the T-shirt to prove it. But a younger guy, Duma is not the best place to meet a woman. Cebu, much more opportunities to meet women. So again, a young single guy, Cebu, especially right now. an older guy like me. I've already got a girlfriend. Even if I didn't, it kind of ties in with the video that I just did about that. Dumageddon just suits me just fine. I like the fact that I'm 15 minutes from nature. I like the fact that I'm 20 minutes from the beach. I've figured out where the 5 places that I want to go to eat. If I want to eat one thing, I finally figured out that out of 10 places, the number 1 place for what I want. So I'm kind of spoiled in that manner. And I'm sure there's bigger and better places to go, but it depends, I think, a lot on your personality and your pocketbook and your age. If I was 30, I wouldn't last 3 weeks here. This would drive me nuts. I would have to be in Cebu or Angela City or one of the, nightlife places, because that's what I was like when I was 30. And now I'm in my late 60s, mid 60s. Early mornings on the porch. I'm like, grandpa. It's life. It's the way life works, right? We change. That's what makes it interesting. I enjoy it. I like, every life has a stage. I think every 10 years we change. I noticed that people love sharing their vaccination stories about getting a jab. What do you think, Paul? Yeah, they do. They like to announce that they got vaccinated. Nothing wrong with it, but I guess it's kind of an endorsement. I personally think the feds are getting too much pressure to open up the Cebu government. I think they should open up. And the part about Cebu is really heavily reliant upon tourism. Dumageddon is also, but they don't seem to be concerned about it. But Cebu got a lot of hotels. They got a lot of condos that are Airbnb'd. Like we just discussed, a bunch of restaurants, a lot of more people to employ. The bigger you are, the bigger the problems, right? Centennial Hills, Buck 10. Eesh. Yeah. Need a hazmat suit. You'd have to walk through like 3 chambers after you walk away from the computer, It just keeps disinfecting you. Oh, yeah, she is a great gardener. She just loves it. Yeah, well, okay. I guess that's the reason. I thought it was to be double protect. I see your point. I thought it was to double protect from the nose down, but that's what it's for. That's why the half one is acceptable. Okay, makes sense. See, I didn't know that. Once again, I learned. My wife got her second shot. My wife and her daughter hold off till school's over, so my daughter got her shot today. All righty. Yeah, I'm going to get just a garbage can, and I'm going to drill some holes in it, and I'm going to keep it super simple. I've already figured that I'm not going to build this thing that I was going to build, and I've been looking at. I've been. That's one thing I've been doing. I've been YouTubing that, and I had a compost bin back in Vegas that worked like great. So I'm going to keep it simple, stupid. I'm just going to get a garbage can. I'm going to have some water drainage in the bottom. I'm going to have some aeration, and I'm going to stir it every day. That's one thing they said you have to do is stir it every day. And there's some stuff that you can use organically to kickstart it. But again, it's just my only concern. I want to make sure I have a lid on it because I don't want animals getting into it. I don't want to attract any weird rodents. Let's see. There was a good video about a woman who became fairly well off with pH growing watermelons. There's one part where she talks about what it takes to grow a watermelon with a pH. I didn't know that. Yeah, people have piggeries. I'm going to go meet a guy today who wants me to meet his mom. And that's something that I'm very, very interested in doing because I want to talk to an older Filipina, has been here for a while. She's been there and done that. And from what I can gather, she's fairly successful. And we're going to go do a meet and greet this afternoon with them. A guy that approached me in the mall. He recognized me from the channel, introduced himself. We exchanged information, and he invited us to come over. He's not far away from us, so we should be able to sneak in. And we're going to go over and meet his mom and him. Let's see. Here in Oregon, they have a lottery for people who get a shot. We win $1 million US. Yeah. Ed in China. I feel the love. Talk about travel restrictions. Well, you can't come in. It changes every day, Robert. So it's, and I don't want to give bad information, so I pretty much don't give any. I would recommend going to a government website to get the most current and actual information, as opposed to me trying to tell you what you can and can't do. You know, it varies from island to island. Like right now, we're the hot spot of the Philippines, where 3 months ago, we had 0 infections. So on the timeline, I know that no one is allowed into Dumaguete without having already done a swab test. So flying to the Philippines, I think you can come here. I think, emphasize that word think, I think you can fly into Manila and agree to do a 14-day quarantine and pay for a test and then pay for another test. And then if you leave Manila, you're going to have to get another test to get into that island or province. So, but I would recommend anybody that's curious about it, don't listen to me or anybody else. Just go to the actual website for the Philippines government and find out what they're saying. Filipino American woman found direct relatives of Dalton gang. No kidding. And hers might be relatives. Well, my mom was not related to the Dalton gang. She just happened to live or was born and raised in Coffeyville, Kansas. And that was the only claim to fame old Coffeyville ever had. Isn't that interesting though? Yeah, probably could. I don't have any desire for gas grill. I like the charcoal. I have fun making the charcoal grills for outdoor grill. Yeah, I'm sure they're here, but I like the charcoal grill. I like trying to start the fire without using any gasoline. I learned how to do it. And to me, you know, it's the small things that make me happy. Maybe someone picked you up when you blacked out. Here they just film and put you on YouTube. That's true. That's true. They did come pick me up. That's true too. They would just film you, huh? No one helps anybody out there. Forget the loud and expensive generator. Get a bank of lithium inverters, 6 each, just recharge the batteries when the power returns. No noise and no fuel. See? And attach that to the flux capacitor. Let's see if anything passes out. This film puts on. Yeah. The government in Nicaragua is Marxist. Opposition politicians are in prison. People are disappearing, and the police are corrupt. MSM is ignoring the severity. Well, yeah. Maybe check with wherever you're coming from, your local embassy, and see what their travel advisories are. Lithium batteries. You and Calvin doing live chats. Thanks. Paul, that the young lady Dina is bringing on to this weekend. I saw Dina a sentence for her is one word. Yeah, I haven't heard from Dean. So I told him, message me on Messenger. And so far, nothing. So those are the rules. That was the deal. It was on the internet. We shook hands over the internet. That was the dealio. Ball is in his court. Seems like when they open it fairly quickly in Florida, they use a mass program like many states, very quick coronavirus with railroads clearly over here. Yeah, I think America is on track. Over here, it's kind of behind the eight ball. One, they have rotation. Two, they will let anyone in. It's very easy to get distilled water here, and she is laying down right now, Stacy. She's got a headache. His consulate has people that handle Social Security issues on certain days. They also do road trips to various cities. You can call them or go to the embassy to get info. Yeah, that's good information, Dan. Thank you. However, I still stand by the fact that I prefer to, I just have my Social Security check dropped into my bank in America, and then I transfer it over, and it costs me $8 or $9 or $10 to do so. But that is good information. And I know that the U.S. consulate, I've never been in one. Next time I go to Cebu, if I go to Cebu, I'm going to go to the U.S. consulate, just walk in, just look around and see what the hell's going on. I'm curious. Yeah, I heard that. What's that guy's name? Gavin? Daniel Hackney. Thanks, Daniel. We appreciate your support. We had a lot of fun doing it with Calvin. Well, part of it is they planted corn and peanuts, and I planted watermelons. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I don't mean it, but I just am. I couldn't lift my left arm when I went to chiropractor yesterday. It was good for about 3 weeks. I love a good chiropractor visit. We had one chiropractor here, and he left. He went to Hawaii. Yeah, I like chiropractors. I was going to one here. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. What time is it? I'm going to go for 7 more minutes. So I'm going to try to go. We've been on for an hour and a half. That's enough of me. So I'll probably miss some comments as usual because I can't get through them all. But thanks for watching, and let's just see what we got going on here. I've unfortunately been a Karen magnet most of my life, staying single out here on China. You and me both. Karen magnets. And there's more and more Karens. Whew. Good Lord. On Mango Avenue. Yeah, that's another city. I got weaker due to lack of exercise. Yeah. COVID took that out of a lot of people. Everybody gained weight during COVID. I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people gained like 10, 20 pounds. And our left shoulder rotating area had surgery. They said it was going to be arthritis. I tell you what. Hey, I was right. For once. Yay. Lidocaine. Easier said than done. I don't know if we can find that out here. But I appreciate the offer, the suggestion, rather. Hey, Glenn, nice to see you, buddy. Cigarettes still a lot cheaper here. Yeah. You're an avid reader and have no book. You're a used car salesman. Well, neither statement is true. 48.50. Yeah, I just saw it today. The inflation of regulated low supply of wood product will shut down. I would agree with that. All right, we're going to wrap it up here in a few minutes, kids. Canada, I think, is having it worse than the States, from what a little bit that I've been hearing from my friends here. Booked a trip to Ireland later this year. Hopefully, after that. I hope so. I'll say this: no dog drinker doesn't. Only would be better if I was the pH. Enjoy that wine, my friend. Hey, take care for you too. Black Holiday? Oh, is that what the, what was it called? Here it is. The federal holiday Juneteenth for unjust to the black people. Okay. Juneteenth is the day slaves found out in Texas they were freed. Now I know. We're just getting around to that, man. I must be really behind. Thank you, guys. Slaves were freed. Juneteenth. That's not a bad holiday. Juneteenth is the day the first last slaves were finally told they were free. 2.5 at the end of the Civil War. I get it. Yeah, we're all slaves. When I was a kid, flying was fun. Yeah, man. We used to. I can remember my first airplane ride with my dad to Reno, and we just walked it up to the ticket counter. We bought an airline ticket. It was at Burbank Airport, and he bought the tickets. Me and him, we got dressed up. I had to wear a little tie, and I was like 8 or 9 years old. And we just got on the plane. That was it. Buy the ticket, go over there, get on the plane. Ugh. Did they not have books in the Philippines? No. Actually, they have a ton of books at bars, if you can believe that. There's a couple, like PJ's has books, and I took a book, and once you're done with it, it's on the honor system. You go replace it, and I started to read it, and then I just stopped. I don't know what happened. I'm saving it for an emergency, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So is that a federal holiday? Everybody get the day off and pay? Juneteenth, 2 years after the end of slavery, the Union Army arrived and told the slaves they were free. The Texans forgot to tell the slaves they kept working until they arrived. I'm a 9 to 5. I feel that. Federal employees get every holiday can't get paid by the taxpayer and not have to go to work. So I guess it is a federal holiday. I'll be emancipated in 6 years. I know the feeling there. Yeah, you know what? I forgot about that. That was something that took me by surprise. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen, brother. Like I said, just kind of no longer a priority. If I was to buy a car today, it would just sit there. Yeah, I don't see the point. So try to save some more money. Get a nicer car. Single and 63. Don't get any better, buddy. I know I missed some comments here, kids, but it's time to go. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the information. I think I actually got more out of this than you guys did, because I now know what Juneteenth means, and I got some righteous suggestions as far as May's condition with her migraine. So I appreciate all that help, guys, and I think that there's something there. So I want to get that fixed. So I will do a little research, and I will try to find out more about that drug. I think I can get May into a doctor, but I don't think I can get her into a dentist. So maybe we'll reverse tactics here and try to get her into a doctor. All right, kids, thanks for tuning in. And remember, be nice to each other. I'll see you later.